Welcome back all. Today is the day we finally go down the well and actually farm a pyromancy spell, believe it or not. But before we do that, I'm going to show you all the good pyromancy spells that you can actually get pretty early game, you know. We unlocked our buddy Strayed before, didn't we? He's got some really good ones. Lingering Flame and Flame Swathe. They are excellent pyromancies. If you have one token of spite in your inventory, that means you're probably going to have to invade someone, to be fair. But once you have one, you can then join this covenant here in the Undead Purgatory after the Chariot boss fight. He lets you join, and I'll show you something cool.
Well, what have you...
You can buy Firestorm. That's an excellent pyromancy. I've taken these other ones as well, but mainly it's the Firestorm that's awesome. I may as well mention, seeing as we're here, you can actually get Great Chaos Fireball from him if you get rank 2 in the Covenant, but that would take ages. Likewise, I'm going to do a quick honourable mention in the Iron Keep. Now, depending on what your definition of early game and my definition of early game might be different, I wouldn't actually call this an early game pyromancy. I would call this a little bit later in the game. But anyway, right down there where that chest is, behind that red enemy, that is where you get Chaos Storm. So that's a pretty, in fact, could actually be the best pyromancy in the game. It is superb. But anyway, that chest to one side, let's talk about the items that we really can get nice and early on. You have all the pyromancies you could buy from Rhoy, but you knew that already. But what about an item that actually increases the damage output of the pyromancy spells? Let's get that next. So he makes you buy a couple things. I just bought the helmet and that was enough money spent to actually get all the boss weapons, all the boss armors will start to come in stock. Now, the penal handcuffs is an excellent item for any pyromancer. It raises the power of the pyromancies themselves, so it is a must-buy. And now we're ready to actually go down the well. So we have two options. We could just use the cat ring and drop down, or we could buy a ladder from Gilligan there behind me. For any of you guys that are desperate to get Firestorm but can't actually get a token of spite from invading, you guys are going to have to buy the ladder and skip the boss and then come back to the boss. But you will see all that in this video anyway. I'll keep you right. But in the meantime, let's use the cat ring and drop down and farm this pyromancy here, Warmth. So making it down to this platform here is easy peasy. You won't have any trouble with that. But I want to address the ladder across the way. Now, I'm probably going to buy a ladder later on in the game from Gilligan upstairs and get him to put the ladder down so we can climb it easily. You can jump with the cat ring if you want to, but anyway, the door is locked just now so we can't get in, but we will get the key for that when we get to the Black Gulch. For those of you that can't get online but really want the Firestorm, this is where you would do it as well. The platform just below us, that's where I pick up the Homeward Bones later on in the video. So you guys would have to get the ladder down there, get onto that platform, and then leap across and go down and down and down, as long as your health bar was big enough, of course, to actually manage it. So you would perform the boss skip, get the token of spite, then go back from the gutter bonfire actually to pick up Firestorm and then come down and do all this sort of a stuff. But by all means, watch the boss fight and all that sort of a stuff and see if you think it's worth doing or not. The level itself is pretty straightforward. We'll get that piece of treasure at the very end of the level. We'll drop down and get it. But we have two options for farming Warmth. We can either farm the rats or we can farm Rhoy. Yes, invaded by Rhoy. Now this only happens in offline mode. It's the only way to get Rhoy to come in. but he might just drop what we're after. I actually did get it already. I got it from a rat. Just from a standard rat. I'll show you that pickup just now. Yes, that's what we wanted. It took us about maybe 4 attempts. Although I was fortunate enough to get a drop off one of the rats, you might get one off Rhoy, but this is in no way the only way to get warmth in the game. You can actually buy it as well in the Undead Crypt, but that's ages away, and I'm sort of convinced that once you see the benefit of being able to heal and attack at the same time during this boss fight, you're probably going to want it as well. As for the Pharaoh's Lockstones in the zone, this one here opens a bridge and takes you out to the Hex Whispers of Despair. It's right there on that corpse. Likewise, if you wanted to, you could use this Pharaoh's Lockstone here and get the bridge to drop down on this side, but all the rest of the Pharaoh's Lockstones are all just traps for when you are actually in the Rat Covenant itself. You can place traps for other people that invade your world. Originally, my plan for this video was to actually show you the Brightbug glitch, but I've actually decided against that, and I'm going to show you that glitch in a different video, because this is the most awkward place to actually make that glitch work, and to be fair, we don't need it. We really don't. We're just going to go kill the boss the old-fashioned way. Anyway, we know rats hate fire, so we are completely prepared for this. There we go. We're looking for Big Mama Rat here. Boss fight out the way, soul spent. We can now speak to this guy here. There we are, we can get into the Rat Covenant. It's a bit useless, but it will help for Doors of Pharaohs because of the linking between this covenant and that covenant. It makes that level much more straightforward. Anyway, nice easy hop down. We're now on our way to the gutter. Wee tip for you, there is a Titanite lizard here. There we go. But of course the treasure falls down. You can actually pick up this little homeward bone, because we could have dropped down actually from the bonfire above, but it doesn't really much matter. That chest over there is a really awkward jump. but you do get the ash knuckle ring. Little tip for you. Shooting these guys with a bow and arrow makes life a lot easier. If you want that piece of treasure that's behind me, it's just a jump down, okay? From the bridge above. Homeward bone. But if I remember rightly, there's something even more important round here. Yes, here we are. Sublime bone dust. Sublime indeed. Oh, this part is pretty straightforward. Token of spite, there you go. So if you don't want to actually invade anybody or anything like that, then I suppose you could get your first token of spite here. But that level was so much more easy with all that pyromancy. Anyways, I may as well get you to the next bonfire. Yeah, you can see the bonfire there. Perfect. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. The next video that I'm going to do on camera probably will be down this area because I'm actually itching to get the key from the Black Gulch, which is the level after this one. So on camera I'm probably going to do a straight up guide to this, actually. Off camera I'm probably going to pop in here and grab all the treasure and all that sort of stuff because we're already in the Rat Covenant, so why not? It's a straightforward area and the enemies won't attack us. Also, if you're desperate for Titanite chunks, you might want to come here and do a little bit of farming, or the other thing is that you will definitely get some Titanite chunks on the way to the spider boss. There is a crystal lizard that actually drops one, but I'm less concerned about getting Titanite chunks. I'm more interested in getting that key. So, as always, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Ciao for now.